So today, for those of you who don't really know me, my name is Edwin Koffi, and I am the founder of communities called Men to More, which is a space for a community for women who want to grow and become a better version of themselves. So if you are here and you are looking for a community of young women, if you want to become a better version of yourself, you can join the mainstream community, right? So yeah. So today we are going to talk about like growth and resilience. And I believe that these are two words that I think all of us we should experience, whether in one way or another way. And today we are going to learn to become more resilient. We are going to learn to grow in the midst of challenges. We are going to learn to rebuild our resilience and to become stronger in life. And I hope that you will learn something today. And I have to say you that my purpose for this conference is not that you get everything figured out. It's not that at the end of this conference that you get all the solutions. It's not my purpose. But my purpose is that among all the things that I will say today, if there is just one thing that I say among all the things that I will say, that hits you and that helps you to think about your life, to reflect on the current situations. I believe that this would be the first step over the to improve or to reach the next level, right? So yeah, before I start, I need to start the image apart, right? Let's say that you are driving with a car. In any car, there are two glasses. You have the big glass in front of you that tells you where you are going to, where you're going to, sorry. And you have the small glass behind you that is telling you where to have go. The reason why I added this representation or this image is that it because it represents our lives. All of us here in our own lives, we have two glasses in our lives. We have a big log in front of us that is showing us our future, that is telling us that we have a bright future, that we can become a better version of ourselves. But we also have that small glass behind us, like keep revising for us what they have been our past. Maybe we experienced trauma when we were younger. Maybe someone did something wrong to us. Maybe someone abused us. And we always have that small glass in us that keep reminding us that this you went through this and somehow you are stuck. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to detect this. And this is why I wanted to talk about this thing today. And I wanted to tell you that you should not let the past define the future. Because the thing is, you cannot change your past, but you can change how it was constructed. All of us here, we have experienced challenges. All of us here, we had gone through hard situations, earth situations, but you cannot change that. So how do you decide to respect to it? Do you want to stay stuck on your past or do you want to keep moving forward? The choice is staying stuck on our past is that your life keep moving on. Every year you keep celebrating the birthday. And when you look around you, you're seeing your friends moving forward. Why you're still stuck on the past. So I want you today, I want us to go on a journey to reflect on our lives and to see what we need to change in order for us to move to the next level. Okay. So first of all, since today we are talking about resilience, I want you to tell me what is your definition of resilience. What is the definition of resilience? When you hear the word resilience, and then we say that someone is resilient, what do you think about? Yes, you want to answer my question. What is the definition of resilience? The definition, Saya.
But to me, Brazil is can be defined as a okay. So resilience to me can be defined as a state of person. It's all about once you step through and how we manage that. It can whether be bad or good, but most of the time we talk about resilience, we're going through some challenges and we have to be very strong, and it's acquired requires, I would say, um patience and also optimism. So we have to be positive and we have to be, I would say, consistent. But sometimes resilience It can be went through a lot of things, and if you're not patient, if you are not optimistic, you will, I would say, you will give up and you go backward.
Yeah. I love the patient. You said about this. They talk about being strong. They talk about being patient. They talk about being optimist. I think that's a lot of things. But I really know the definition, right? So let's take my personal dictation of these ideas. When I was thinking about this word, for me, it was yes, as I said that you won't find this on ChatGPT or Google or any other websites. It's my personal dictation. For me, resilience is until strength that give us the power to shape our lives and keep moving forward despite challenges. So I will see myself. It's against something that's the child that gives us the power to shape our life, model our life, transform our life, change our lives to keep moving forward, and also something that helps us to uh, yes, keep moving forward, something that helps you become to do something good. So when we
If you
spirituality. With this is some illustration that give us the power to shape our lives and keep moving forward despite challenges. Shape our life and keep moving forward despite challenges. I feel like one of the misconception about resilience is that, oh, okay, let me use another word. Um, I feel like people tend to think that resilience is tied to results. Like resilience is about getting better result, maybe after a failure or maybe after it supports it. But one thing that I want you to have in mind is that resilience is first a state of mind. Resilience is a state of mind. The reason why I'm saying that resilience is a state of mind is because you have to first find that inner strength. That's the reason why I talk about inner strength. It's not about the result that you get, but how do you first deal with your minds? The thoughts that you're allowing in your minds. How are you dealing with your emotions? How are you dealing with the fear, the anxiety, the pressure? How are you feeling with the disappointment when you are in that situation of failure? Let's say that you are a student and this semester you didn't have good peace. And while you are from this situation of failure, how do you talk to yourself? Are you dwelling in negative thoughts or do you thought to yourself or do you allow positive thinking? Because sometimes resilience starts when you decide to tell yourself the truth, not what happened during the events. We have to be careful. The fact that something happened doesn't mean that this is your identity. The fact that you fail doesn't mean that you are a failure. And this is something that we do. Sometimes when we fail, we tend to attribute that failure to our person. We think that we are a failure because we failed. And this is something that a dynamic that they have to change. Because someone mistreated you doesn't mean that you are not worthy of love. Maybe you were in a relationship, maybe it can be friendship, a friend, you had a friend, or maybe it can romantic relationship and that person left you or that person mistreated you, and you start telling yourself that I'm not worthy of love because that person treated me that way. That's I want to show that is a mindset and tell you that for you to develop that resilience, you have to start talking. You have to start dealing with your mindset. What kind of mindset do you have? That's my question. You talk to yourself, or do you always tell yourself that you're weak, that you cannot do anything? Whenever you are going through tough situations, you always allowing negative thoughts of attacking your mind and you let them dwell in your life and your world, your environments, and at the end of the day, you feel like you can't do anything. So this is something that I want you to understand that resilience is a state of mind. It's that with the mindset. For those of you who maybe following on my podcast or I mean, me for any colleagues that I do, I talk a lot about the battlefield of the minds because this is my life. It's something that I've been battling for years. You know, this is something that exists. Sometimes I will be sitting watching the TV and nothing happen, and then I'll start hearing negative thoughts telling me that I'm not there, that I cannot do anything, that I'm not the worthy of love, based on my past. Because the thing is, the negative thoughts, they don't come just like that. They have the foundation. So maybe something happened to you in the past. So that's how the spark comes to you. And the only thing that's will happen is you want to do all you think is the best for each skill is to accept those results. Because in your mind you have results. You have proof that something bad happened to you. You have proof that that person is treated to, so you are not worthy of love. You have to be careful with personal minds. This is simple. The mind is so powerful. Something that I want you to understand, other thing that I want you to understand about VC is that resilience helps you to change your perception about challenges. Resilience helps you to change your perception, change your relationship with challenges. Whenever you're going through hard situations, the first thing that comes to mind is to tell yourself that I tell you that this is too much. This is I'm going to hustle up. You want to cry, you want to die, you want to do everything because you feel like this is part. But what if you change your deception about challenges? What if you start seeing challenges differently? Because I had to say it like this is the difference between you and great people. The people that were saying maybe who have great opinions, people that you're seeing who have crazy family authors, or maybe they are whatever that they are doing, but they are creating this work. The difference between them and you is that they had a different perception about challenges. They see challenges differently. They don't think like you. In their minds, they feel like they're gonna overcome everything. And I want you to bear at that kind of thoughts. I want you to tell yourself that I can overcome every day. I know that this is easier said than done, but I have to say that this is something that you can practice every day. Yep, I think I will go a little personal, but this is something that I had to learn over time. Like there were some days I felt that I could not do anything, even when I was going through hard situations. I couldn't believe that I could overcome this situation. I was seeing strategies as a mountain. It's my manner. I cannot implement this. And I had to learn with time that I'm stronger than this. That's how you build your resilience. You have to tell yourself that I can do this. I'm stronger in this. This is not a mountain. Okay, let me start having positive thinking. How am I seeing this? What is like exception challenges? Maybe I started this book. Maybe now I don't know where I am, but I have to say myself that if I started the book, I'll be able to finish it. But maybe I want to do this compass. I like it. Maybe people can or not. I don't know. But one thing that I know is that I just want to do it because this is something that matters to me. And no matter the if people come or not, I will just do it because and I'll prove to myself that I'm able to help. I can do this. I'm capable of doing this. You get my point? So building the resilience also include the fact that you have to change your perception about challenges, whatever that you're going through in your life. Guys, now we are going to the second part of this session. And here I feel like we are going to talk about us because I'm going to dive deeper into certain things, guys. Um, in this part, I was thinking about I had a question in mind, and I'm sure that all of us here we had the same question. Sometimes you want to go somewhere, okay? Or maybe you have a vision. You want to do something in your life. And the thing is you feel like you know everything. You have watched all the videos that you had to watch. You have done all the researches. You had done everything that's made to do. But somehow something is missing. You feel like I don't know. I know everything lands. I have all the resources, but I'm stuck. I don't know how to move and knowing how to go to the next level. And I was also having this question in my mind. Why don't people go forward even though they have everything flawless? What is missing that hinders some people to go to the next level? What is missing? And as I was thinking about this, I I was looking at my own life twice and I was saying to myself, I feel like those things are just subtle. They are just you can. see them apparently, but they are just things that maybe you need this, but they're actually what hinder you to go to the next level. So one thing that I was thinking about that actually hinder people to reach their potential or do whatever it is that sometimes people want to feel good in order to do something. And this part, I really want to talk about feelings and ambitions because those things are, even though they are powerful, but they can be very destructive at the same time. Sometimes you want to feel good in order to start the business. You want to be happy. You want everything to go smooth. You want that people come to your popular. You tend to say all the good things, because you want everything to be perfect. But I have to say that sometimes becoming the best version of yourself is not about feeling good. It's about making the right decision. Sometimes becoming the best version of yourself is not about feeling good. It's about making the right move. What do I mean by that? I'm just saying that building this company or starting this thing that you want to start, it requires from you a level of, I want to see, it requires from you that you have to be willing to be uncomfortable sometimes. There are some days you won't feel like you want to do it. There's some days you feel tired. There's some days you feel like this, I can't do it anymore. I'm just this again. I can't do this. Let me tell you my story. When I started my podcast, I had to record every week because I have to post every week. So when I started this podcast, I was happy at the beginning level. I started my podcast, people are mentioning yes to Subi, like my voice is going on and on. I was so happy. Hey, then I came to the point where I had to understand that I had to be keep consistent and I had to become disciplined. Consistency and discipline, they are not about your feelings. If you want to be consistent, if you want to be disciplined, you have to forget your feelings. You have to protect your emotions. Because sometimes you won't feel like you want to do this. But for the sake of consistency, for the sake of wanting to build something stable, because all of it, we don't want to build something. We don't just want to build something. We want to build something stable, something that lasts. We don't just want to build a company. I want to be mean when I'm thinking about my goals. I want to build a company like Apple. This company is stable no matter what is happening in the world. This company is stable. Do you think that the owner of Apple or the CEO of Apple is doing things relying on these feelings? No, it just something he will do it. Not because of my feelings, but I have to do it because I have customers. I cannot deceive them. People are still buying my phone, so I cannot tell myself because I'm not feeling good, we are not going to produce iPhone this year because I don't feel happy. So no iPhones this year because I'm feeling sad. My mother died, so no iPhones. No. So we have to be very intentional. Remove the feelings and do work. Work. This, like I'm just telling you the truth. This is what is the secret of great people. They forget about their clinics and they focus on the work because they understand that they have the other assignments. They get my points. The second thing that I think hinder people to build their resilience or to push in their or to go is that sometimes there are people who are waiting for someone to approve. They're waiting for someone to tell you that what you want to do is cool is wrong. Why? Why you want someone to tell you that the idea that you have is great? Why are you waiting for someone's approval? Why are you waiting for someone's approval? Even in friendship, sometimes you have a friend and you know that friend so much that any idea that you have, but just telling that friend, please tell me if this is a good idea. Please, I want you to know, please, I have this idea, but I want you to tell me that this is good. I want you to tell me that what I want to do is move. Sometimes you just have to get up and do it. Even if you fail, at least we learn something. This is something that I had to learn the hard way. And I think that I'm serious because coming back to my podcast again, when you're recording and we're posting, You want people to like your videos. You want people to tell you that this is great. And at some point, I was feeling that I didn't get any feedback. When I was tired, I was like, is it worth it? Like my time and my efforts and everything that I'm putting in this thing, is it worth it? So the thing is, you have to forget about the approval of your parents, the approval of your friends, the approval of, I don't know, whoever it may be. You have to trust yourself, because I feel like a lot of this has also to do with self-trust. Do you trust yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Now, if you believe in yourself, you won't miss anyone to tell you that you are good, that whatever you want to be is good. Do you get my cruise gear? Is the next one is, sometimes people underestimate the power of small beginnings. Sometimes people underestimate the power of small behaves. All of us here, we want our life to change overnight. And I'm sure that if God appears here, if God comes and God asks for us, what do we want? I'm sure that God was in says God, he wants to become rich. That is whoa, we want to become billionaires, we want to become millionaires. Why? Because we want our lives to change just like that. Doesn't happen like that. No, you have to understand that sometimes you have to start small in order for you to become great. And you cannot want your life to change overnight. This is, even if the life changes today, and let's say that tomorrow you become millionaires, we come back to your previous season.